Welcome to the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. This is your time of the day to learn a little bit about the law while you enjoy your lunch. The double jeopardy clauses of the Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution and Pennsylvania Constitutional Article 1, Section 10 protect a person from repeated criminal prosecutions for the same offense. We hear about double jeopardy watching Law and Order and other shows about crime and justice, but many do not know how it works in the real world. The Pennsylvania Superior Court has recently issued a decision showing us how. It applied double jeopardy to bar the retrial of an Allegheny County man on charges involving illegal possession of a firearm. Why did it do that? On grounds of prosecutorial misconduct. Here's what happened. The defense identified a person who would testify at trial in support of the defendant's good character. This is called a character witness. The night before the character witness was to testify, the prosecutor called her and had a telephone conversation with her. After that call, the witness made a voice recording explaining that she felt threatened by the prosecutor and would not be coming into court to testify. She emailed her voice recording to the judge presiding over the trial. The judge listened to it and declared a mistrial on the grounds of prosecutorial misconduct. And then, following two subsequent hearings, the court dismissed the case with prejudice on those same grounds. This meant the case could not be refiled, and that the defendant was, as they say, scot-free because he has the right not to be tried for the same case, for the same offense, twice. The right of double jeopardy, or against double jeopardy. The Commonwealth appealed, claiming there was no prosecutorial misconduct, and as such, it should be allowed to retry the case. Now, the law of Pennsylvania is this. If the prosecution engages in certain forms of intentional misconduct, the double jeopardy clause bars retrial. Article 1, Section 10 of the PA Constitution, which our Supreme Court, by the way, in Pennsylvania, has construed more broadly than the United States Supreme Court has construed the Fifth Amendment to the United States, to the U.S. Constitution. In any event, it bars retrial not only when prosecutorial misconduct is intended to provoke the defendant into moving for mistrial, but also when the conduct of the prosecutor is intentionally undertaken to prejudice the defendant to the point of a denial of a fair trial. The prosecutor claimed, the witness immediately informed him that she would not testify because she could not miss work, and that he then simply had a conversation with her during which he disclosed the defendant's prior record of violent crimes, that the defendant is the most vicious man he's ever prosecuted, and that he was aware of many details about her, the witness's life. You see, he had listened into the prison conversations over the telephone between the witness and the defendant, and that is permitted. The trial court judge was so enraged by the prosecutor's behavior, he even banned him from his courtroom. The Pennsylvania Superior Court agreed with the trial court, and that the prosecutor's statements to the defense's character witness placed that witness in fear for her own safety and for that of her family, and as such, the prosecutor's actions were intentional acts of prosecutorial overreaching implicating double jeopardy protection. Now, there is a dissent in this Superior Court panel decision remonstrating the Superior Court majority and the trial court for focusing on the witness's perception of the phone call instead of the prosecutor's intent as the law requires. In any event, this case is an example of how double jeopardy can work in real life to bar a second prosecution when the court finds that a prosecutor intentionally conducts himself in such a way that he denies the defendant a fair trial. The lesson: your constitutional rights are important and can be used to defend yourself and your freedom in court. If you, a friend, or a loved one is currently dealing with criminal investigations or charges, feel free to contact one of Scaringi Law's experienced criminal defense attorneys at 717-657-7770 or at scaringilaw.com to learn how we can defend you and your rights. Well, that's all the time we have today for the Scaringi Law lunch break. I hope you learned a little bit about the law. Thanks for listening and enjoy your lunch.